The following review is going to be on the Transformers Rise of the Beast Core Class Terrorcon Freezer. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this channel. Now, for this review, we're going to do the Transformers Rise of the Beast Core Class Terrorcon Freezer. Now this guy is a weaponizer. He transforms into, or he could be called a battle master, really. He transforms into two different weapons, and there is some cool artwork. This reminds me of the very first Transformers, the Frenzy figure. This is what Frenzy should have looked like in that '07 film. But first, let's see. Let's look at the UPC right there. And it is 12 steps. It says Terrorcon Freezer and just has them there. And I think we're just going to open them up on camera. Let's see. It's easier just to go right down here. Now, can you see any weapons from here? Let's see. And he's got no bag of weapons. First, we'll take a look at the instruction booklet. Now, right off the bat, it does feel heavier than normal. Yeah, because normally these guys are only like one per page, but this guy, whew, there is Freezer. So you've got, let's see, 12 steps. It looks like it's got like a tripod gun or some kind of gun on a stand. And then you transform him and he becomes a blaster. And there is a way to put him on Scourge. I assume you can put him on any of the figures, really, and that is he's a handheld weapon too. So we'll get that later. There is the actual Freezer figure. Now the name is kind of weird. Where did you get the name Freezer? I don't understand that. I'm sure there's a reason that we will see in the movie. Oh shoot, that's why you shouldn't use dull knives. Alright, looks like I knocked off his two legs, but you know what, let's just get him out first. I got me a scissor. There's one scissor. Oh, alright. Alright, so here's your Freezer figure. Let's get rid of all this junk. What the heck is that? It looks like a dinosaur museum. Right, and where are all my pieces? Okay. Let's put them back together real quick. And then, whew, darn thing comes apart. That's to be expected. Alright, now here is Freezer in all his glory. Now, does he stand up? I would assume you just stand him up like that. There we go. Oh, it kind of looks like General Grievous on Star Wars. So, we'll set his legs up like this. Alright. And, oh, this is a fun review so far. Alright. And we'll get him. Alright, so there is Freezer. Ta-da! And we'll put a little. So it looks like it is a dinosaur museum. So there he is with the backdrop. I'm using my higher tripod. With these, I got to use my lower one. But here is Freezer. Now let's just look at the guy. First, take a look at his face. Pretty cool face. You can see the teeth, the orange. It's like mostly gunmetal gray. He's got two sets of arms. There we go. And feet. So you go down the chest. You see, he looks almost like, now he looks like Scorponok in the first movie. And then you go, here's one leg where this is bent. And then you got a ball socket joint there. You got the two arms, and see these, you can rotate and move that around. So that's that top arm. Bottom arm, again, it's a ball joint. And this guy moves 90 degrees. I guess we're doing articulation now. All right, and there's the other hand and the feet. Kick up, kick back. And then, of course, everything's on a ball joint, so you can move the feet. So he's definitely, and what about the head? Oh, cool, he can extend his neck. Oh, you can move his neck. Look at that. Look at that neck movement. Pretty cool. I can't wait to get into this guy and see what he does. He's got a nice backpack. It's pretty thick too. But, oh, this is going to be a fun review. I can just see. Now, I just literally, you saw me take him out of the package. And I flew off too. And I ripped the darn. Well, what are you going to do? That's Frieza for you. All right. No weapons. I guess he is a weapon. So we're just going to do a few robot comparisons. And then we're going to get into the actual review. All right, let's do some comparisons. Now, for some robot mode comparisons, we're going to do a little differently. First, we are going to bring in RC. This is also from the Rise of the Beasts movie theater. So these are two, as of right now, core class figures. And then other movie figures, we have Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. And we have Laserbeak from Dark of the Moon. And then we're just going to have some little, this is Vertebrake, some weird little animal stuff. So that's Vertebrake. And Vertebrake looks like he could be from a movie. And we're going to bring in good old Bomb Burst. Let's see, here is Megatron G2. Just to compare the sizes. And this is the Battle Charger Optimus Prime. And then I'm going to bring in Movie Galvatron because I don't have Scourge. And so we're just going to bring in a Movie Galvatron figure. Alright, now we can transform him to his first mode. Now what you want to do first is you come back here and we're going to fold this up and we're going to bring this whole thing up like that. Next, we're just going to take the head and push it all the way back like that. Okay, and then take this, just this barrel part will flip out, so that's what you got now. And then you just want to bring this down. Oh, that's not right. Oh. You just want to bring it down like that. And that is the front of the barrel. Now, what you want to do with the arms is you want to just get the arms so they're folded down now. Now, basically, you're going to get this peg into this slot. And this reminds me of the old toaster from one of the movies that these little ball joints keep popping off. So what you want to do is fold these together like that. Okay, and that side's done. And then you just want to rotate this. And then you want to get these together. And that side's done. And you don't do much with the legs. All they do with the legs is they tell you to bring these down. Because if you notice, there are 5mm ports right there. So basically, that is it for the first mode. And, well, not much you can say about it. It's like a tripod. Barrel weapon. And let's see, we'll get Optimus Prime over here. And these are 5mm ports. So if this was like on a big rock or something, you could have them do the weapon like that. But in this mode, you don't do anything with the legs. The only thing you do with the legs is you pull these down like this to hold them. And there it is. So all these steps, most of these steps are the head and the arms, and that is the first weapon. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to stop this here, and I'm going to show you a couple of these guys in vehicle mode, and this will change because when I did this, I didn't do it right. So we'll stop right there, and I'll show you some vehicle comparison. And we're going to do some comparisons now with Freezer in this mode. We're just going to do the RC from the Rise of the Beast movie. So these are our first two Rise of the Beast core class figures. And then we're going to bring in Shockwave and Laserbeak. Now these are from the Bumblebee movie and Dark of the Moon. So these are all movie figures in the core class size. I thought I'd bring Invertebrate because he's a cool looking core class figure, kind of like that, you know, monster alien type deal. And then we're just going to bring in some Megatron and Bombburst, some other core class figures, Decepticons. This guy never does. And we're going to bring in Galvatron. I don't have any of the Rise of the Beast villains, but this new movie, spoiler, does involve Unicron, and Galvatron is from Unicron. So this is the newest Galvatron figure from The Last Night, or Age of Extinction, actually. And that is it all for the, I guess, vehicle alt modes, we'll call them. All right, now let's do Freezer in his other mode. Now, with the second mode, I kind of had these down like that. What the second mode is, we're going to disconnect this, and you want to move the feet up. So you want to just fold, there's a little tab in that slot, and we're just going to fold the legs in for right now. Just like that. All right. Then what we're going to do is this arm, we're going to rotate right here at the ball joint. Now this tab is going to go into that slot. So it's going to be like, and you don't get the right angle, they're not going to go in right. There we go. So that side's done. Now the other side, disconnect this, pull that out, and we're going to take this and rotate it around. And we're going to put the other side in like that. So we got the arms back here, and we're going that. And then the arms we're just going to put out like that again. We'll push these backwards and straighten these out. And this, believe it or not, is the second mode. If he can stand up. Come on. And I don't know why he's not standing up. There. And that is the second mode. And the instructions right there. Basically, we've got everything done. The legs slightly bent at the knees. The feet straight up. And he's supposed to just... supposed to stand up. But he doesn't. I wonder if we could get these back so we can get this guy. Nope, he's not going to stand up. But that's the mode anyway, you're right there. Now I believe this is the mode where you plug him into Scourge. Unfortunately, I don't have Scourge, and if you look here, this is why he doesn't need to stand on its own, because you plug him into Scourge right there. So, this is combined mode. And, well, it's not bad, but it is what it is. It's just a weapon. Get the arms out. So that is the combined mode with Scourge. Next we have the handheld weapon mode. Handheld weapon mode, basically you're taking this arm, and what you're going to do is I'm going to rotate this around like that. So now the hand's facing the back, because what you want is you're going to get this tab on the arm right here. So arm facing up, and this tabs in like that. There, get a little closer. So other side, you got to take the arm, rotate it around like that, and then push it up, and then this is gonna fold into that, and then come down here on the bottom, and there's a 5mm peg, and that is why I brought in Galvatron. So we're gonna bring in our Galvatron figure. Oh, we're going to take his gun off. There. Now, unfortunately, the arm has to be straight, because here's the peg, the port, but then you have so much behind it. And he is locked in. So he's locked in by these two pegs, and then you got the legs locked in back here. So he just put the 5mm there. And Galvatron could hold him up. Yes, and Galvatron can hold him up. So, now, let's get out some blast effects. Let's see if this is blast effect compatible. And unfortunately, it's not. Hasbro, you could have easily had a blast effect right there. And it's a big gun. As you can see, it's on Galvatron's arm, so he's got to move his whole arm up. There, he's got to move his whole arm up. And it's all the same weapon too, the same gun barrel. So, and that basically is Freezer. So, that's his 3 modes. This is the handheld weapon. Basically, you lock the front legs to the back. On the combined mode with Scourge, you just have the back combined to the legs. And what you do is you put these as your legs. And in the first mode, you use these 2 pegs, because these 2 back here, whoops. These 2 back here are 5mm ports. So, here, let's get that first thing again. We're just going to pop these out. Swing these around. I wish there was a way to put the legs together, but there's not. So, I mean, he's not a bad figure. And from what I understand, he does not transform in the movie, which is kind of weird. You're going to make a character like this, but you don't make him transform. So now, and you got to rotate these on the ball joint a lot. So, and they will pop off. So you just got to hold them in here, and then you just got to rotate them. See, so as long as you hold them and rotate them, you should be fine. So there's the first leg again. So we're going to hold it by the front and then rotate it like that. Same thing with the back. We're going to hold it here and rotate it to the back. And then we can put these 2 together like that. Okay, so now we got our tripod. And then you could extend these out like that. And then I guess let's do one hand and then the other hand. And now he's a weapon like that. I mean, you know, The instructions don't tell you, but since they are 5mm ports, you can do something like that. And I guess here, let's move these down as much as you can. So that's pretty cool. There you go. Now Galvatron's is using Freezer as a weapon. So that is your Terrorcon Freezer review. So let's take this guy back out. Now I always transform them back to the robot mode. So the feet, and Hasbro missed, I think you could have easily put a joint on this leg right here to extend this, but you can't. Reminds me of the like the Jetfire legs and the Starscream legs in the movies. But then you just want to disconnect these two, take this, lift it up, then you can bring this back, and while it's back, you can fold this in. Oh, there's the port. Fold the port down. You can fold this in. Okay? See how the neck goes from there? And it can go forward like that. And then you can just put the backpack on. And then rotate the arms. Kind of like General Grievous over here. So, there. And now we have our Freezer back in his funny looking robot mode. And he does look like Frenzy from the first Transformers movie. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. Oopsie, ball joints. He's a pretty cool figure. His weapon modes aren't that great, but like I said, he does supposed to combine with, and it's a shame they used these pegs to combine him with Scourge, and you couldn't use these 5mm ports to combine him with Scourge, because then, you know, I could have easily found another way to combine him with Galvatron or another figure, especially with the MechTech ports they have. Oh, let's see, he doesn't have any? No, he doesn't have any. Mostly the mainline figures have the MechTech ports. But, well, that is this Freezer review. So, hope you enjoyed this little review. It's kind of an odd Transformer. He's a core class size Battle Master. But, I mean, I do like the spiny ribs. He's got the two different colors. I mean, so, pretty cool figure. Backpack. So, all right. So, again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Not only do Transformers, we do Marvel and DC figures. We do some Funko Pops. New toy sightings. You're from the area. I got over 1,000 videos on the channel. I don't get paid on YouTube. I do this for fun. My real job is in the CSI field with fingerprints, which I'm going to start. I know if you've heard the spiel before, I'm going to start a series on CSI Fact or Fiction. I just haven't done it yet. But if that interests you, another reason to subscribe to the channel. All right, so we got one more month till this guy hits the movie theaters. And hopefully we'll see you in the movies. Rodimusbill out.